Welcome to Informed Sources on News Channel 3, where we talk about the week's big stories with local voices. I'm Shay Arthur, your host for this week. Greg is off. Thanks for being with us. Now, in a moment, I'll introduce our panel, but first, here are tonight's hot topics. Ownership of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium is expected to be transferred to the University of Memphis from the city in just a few weeks. But will the city still have a say in stadium affairs once that deal is done? We'll tell you what some city council members want in return for the stadium. Now, we'll also discuss the debate over funding for renovations at Mud Island River Park. Some council members are concerned about how that money is being used, and they're even considering sending the cash elsewhere in the city. And speaking of money, Memphis Light, Gas and Water customers will be spending more of it on their electricity bills. We'll discuss the decision to raise MLGW's electric rates by 12%. But before we begin tonight's discussion, let's introduce our panel. I'm joined by two veteran city council members from Super District 9, Chase Carlisle and Ford Kennelly.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
A lot to talk about tonight. There's so much being discussed in the city, but we'll begin with the debate over the future of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Now, last month, FedEx founder Fred Smith announced the largest ever donation to the University of Memphis, but his $50 million gift for stadium renovations came with some strings attached. Now, one stipulation is that the city must transfer ownership to the university, an idea that's more complex than it sounds.
We still own the parking lot. We still own Tiger Lane. They have to accommodate the wishes of the city of Memphis.
If that, for some reason it was decided to be sold, we should get it back for the exact amount of money we gave it to you for, which would be zero.
Well, that bottom line number right now is $28,750,000, which is how much debt service that the city of Memphis would have for an asset we do not own and we would still be paying for.
The donation is also a challenge gift, which means the university will launch a capital campaign to raise $50 million in matching funds to help pay for those renovations. The rest of the money for the $220 million project will come from the state of Tennessee. Now, Councilman Carlisle, this issue is being discussed in Budget Committee that you oversee, in my understanding. As we talked about, some council members still want to make sure the city has a say in what goes on with that stadium. Let's talk about that. What's the discussion happening right now?
Sure. It's a lot of information. It's a decision that once it's made, it's done forever. So the council is just going through its due diligence and asking questions. Certainly the administration has been at the negotiating table for a long time, but several council members just feel like it's important that those questions and those things that their constituents are telling them that they're concerned about are asked on the record and that there's transparency to the process.
Mr. Kennelly.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that unfortunately what you saw play out was and the university and the Smith family got caught in the middle was a disagreement between the council and the administration. I think the council was frustrated with, something being brought to them at the 11th hour with not knowing any details to the last minute. And so I think that it's ultimately it will get done. It's a good deal for the city. It's a good deal for the University of Memphis, and it needs to happen. You don't want to risk losing the gift from the Smith family and the renovations not happening, and then us end up with another Coliseum on our hands.
Right, and so you talk about the deal will get done, and we also talk about we need state funding and all of this. Is there a timeline on this? I understand, everyone, this is a lot of money we're talking about.
Yeah, yes, there is a timeline. There is a desire to get moving as fast as possible on renovations for conference lot realignment, for just general, customer experience. And the Smith family has been incredibly generous, and I think you also have to be aware, or citizens of Memphis need to be aware that is state money. And the state, as Representative Kevin Bond said, appropriated that money with certain expectations. And right now, the city has an opportunity to be in the driver's seat about how that cash is divided up. And if we wait too much longer, I think the state is going to have some concern and potentially may divide it up themselves. And the last thing we want them to do is just split the baby down the middle. So, for your audience, the most important thing to understand is that we've got $350 million in cash, and we're going to use $120 million today to the University of Memphis, like you said, with the $50 million challenge grant. And so for that, we have a bird in the hand. The University of Memphis and the Liberty Bowl are taken care of. And now we've got to go figure out, how to make the Grizzlies whole, which is a part of this kind of two-stadium deal.
Right, and so, looking ahead here too, I understand the city will still have ownership, when we talk about the stadium, ownership of Tiger Lane and that area. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So the stipulation for the challenge grant specifically is that the stadium be transferred to the university. And when we say the stadium, we're talking about what you see the Liberty Bowl is, and if you've ever been there, the area that is right around it, just inside the gates that we call colloquially the halo. Everything else around that will remain either in the city's ownership or the Children's Museum. So Tiger Lane, the fairgrounds, the private development that's proposed, and of course the regional youth sports complex and the Coliseum and its parking lots will remain in the city's control.
My understanding is that there is going to be, if all of this goes down, there's an auxiliary board I've seen in some reporting, and so council wants a seat on that board. What's the likelihood of that happening?
Probably not. I don't think it's necessary. I think once we give the asset away, we need to let them take control of it and let it be theirs. I don't think that the university would take it if they didn't think that they could afford to keep it up. And I don't think that that's a good exchange. I don't think, right now they say that it cannot happen, or it would be very hard for that to happen. So I don't think it's necessary. They want it. It's a good deal for them. It gives them an opportunity to possibly move into a Power 5 conference. It is the only way that it gets done. The deal with the Smith family is if they obtain ownership of it. So I don't think we need anything in return to oversee it. Let them take it. Let them take care of it. And I think we'll all be better for it in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to get into the weeds or too technical about it. The Auxiliary Services Board isn't just a board that's created to oversee the Liberty Bowl. It has other assets that the university controls. So we would be miring up something that exists to do a specific purpose for the university. I do understand my colleagues' concern, right? The citizens of Memphis want to be represented in an asset that has a civic benefit. I would tell you the beneficial owner is still the citizens of Memphis, the students, and the university. I think that Councilman Smiley is just ensuring that there is, whether it's a board seat or it's in the terms of the agreement, that certain protections exist for the citizens of Memphis. And I think that that's a very fair and smart thing to at least discuss, to say, hey, look, the future of this stadium is important to the city. That's why you guys want it. That's why we want it invested in. But if we're going to transfer this ownership to you, we want to make sure that the citizens have some representation. The board is not elected by the citizens. The trustees are not. The president are not. So Councilman Smiley is I think he's advocating to make sure that either some representation or transparency to how the stadium is used and treated in the future exists. I think that we can get that done in our agreement, which starts with our LOI, which we've put out for public consumption.
And we round out this discussion here real quick. What are does the council have any say over what exactly these renovations will be? Or what do you think needs to happen there?
I want no say. Look, I mean, I'm not an architect. I'm not a stadium designer. What we want is a quality product for the University of Memphis, for its students, and for the city. With those improvements that will cost zero local taxpayer dollars, we will get, hopefully, a better customer experience. And if we can get into a major conference, what's good for the University of Memphis is good for the city and economic development. So I'm very excited. Like my colleague said, and like Councilman Morgan said, this is a great opportunity. The city is picking up a beautiful stadium, and we're ridding ourselves of a liability.
And upcoming vote soon on this, correct?
Yes, on Tuesday, December 19th, we'd like to have a final vote, and I hope that all 13 members support this. It's a no-brainer, even with retaining the city's debt. It's a net for the city of Memphis. It'll cost them zero additional dollars, and we'll actually really save $2 million, but it's a good deal. It's a great deal.
Yeah, I think that people need to remember that it's going to put more money back in the parks budget by taking the $2 to $4 million off the books every year. And the indebtedness, that was federally mandated, those ADA compliances. So, I mean, that was something that had to happen. And even if we have to pay that out, ourselves over the next however many years, look, we agreed to it, and we're still saving money. So you take the bond indebtedness and the money we lose on the maintenance. So you cut the maintenance piece out, and we're still better off.
All right, something we'll be following. Thank you. When we come back, the debate over Mud Island funding. There are concerns that money set aside for the park hasn't been spent. That's coming up next on Informed Sources.